In Unit 12.5, we will be discussing other emotional concepts. The first is the catharsis hypothesis. A catharsis, or a cathartic moment, is an emotional release or an emotional purging. All right, it maintains that releasing aggressive energy through either action or fantasy relieves aggressive urges. So if you get really, really angry at your little sister for throwing away your homework and you punch a wall, that's a cathartic moment. Or if you get really upset at your parents because they canceled your World of Warcraft account, so you go into your bedroom and start punching your bed like a crazy maniac, that's a cathartic moment. All right? However, if you let yourself fall victim to too many of these cathartic moments, this can condition you to continue that aggressive behavior to relieve your stress. And who knows, you might do so in an inappropriate situation, which could lead to you going to Saturday school or jail for that matter. The next concept is the feel-good, do-good phenomenon. This is people's tendency to be helpful when already in a good mood. But also conversely, you probably won't be so helpful if you're in a negative mood. The feel-good, do-good phenomenon is enables an individual to be less likely to fall victim to the bystander effect if you are in a giving and charitable mood. Next is subjective well-being. This is the self-perceived happiness or satisfaction with life. It's used along with measures of objective well-being to evaluate people's quality of life. For example, your physical state of if you're in good shape or if you feel healthy, or you don't have any, if you're not ill. Your economic indicators, if you're well off economically or if you're well off socially in comparison to others around you, you're going to feel like you have a better quality of life and might be happier as a result. Next is adaptation-level phenomenon. This is our tendency to form judgments relative to a neutral level defined by our prior experience. Or in other words, it's our tendency to judge various stimuli relative to those we have previously experienced. As psychologist Harry Helson explained, we adjust our neutral levels, the points at which sounds seem neither loud nor soft, temperatures neither hot nor cold, events neither pleasant nor unpleasant, based on our experience. We then notice and react to variations up or down from these levels. Thus, if our current condition, our income, academic average, our social prestige increases, we feel an initial surge of pleasure. We then adapt to this new level of achievement, come to consider it as normal, and require something even better to give us another surge of happiness. This is why older people tend to have diminished emotional response. They don't get too happy, they don't get too upset. Why? Because they've lived through the rigors of life. The very last one we'll discuss is relative deprivation. And this is the perception that one is worse off relative to those with whom one compares oneself. Relative deprivation will not be a factor if you're comparing yourself to Bill Gates. All right? Relative deprivation is only a factor on your emotions if you're comparing yourself to someone who is equal to you. None of you in this room or in my class are billionaires. So when you compare yourself to Bill Gates, you're not going to think, man, Bill Gates has a yacht and his own private helicopter. I don't. I am so without. No one has that opinion. This is essentially called the keeping up with the Joneses theory. If you see that your buddy just got a brand new iPad cover or your buddy's playing this new stupid app on the iPad like Clash of Clans, and you're like, hey, I don't have that app. I need to go get that app because I got to have fun with that. Or a new Xbox or a new PlayStation for that matter. You got to get that because you got to be just as good as your buddy or you have to be just as happy, or that perception is there anyway. And that's relative deprivation. And that concludes Unit 12, Motivation and Emotion.